for YouTube.
Peel and Trim podcast.
Yeah.
You do got these like neon light things going
I
off.
think, see, when you talk, the thing turns purple,
Yeah,
see, and it's hitting some water that's blaring up into the. I'm going to leave it. I like it.
it looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah. When you talk, see, it turns. Go ahead, say something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
Yep.
refracting off of
Matter of
like a
fact,
bubble.
when it's not purple, it's blue and orange. When it's not purple, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah. I like your Tebow jersey, speaking of blue and orange.
Yeah, it's funny. I was at my men's meeting yesterday, and I wore a Broncos jersey. And my old sponsor, who knows I don't know football, was like, "Hey, we're gonna put." And I was like, "Did you know I don't watch football?
I just like the
Like,
jersey.
I just I like I do like the Broncos because like Lee made me choose a team back in the day, and the Broncos just won a Super Bowl in South Park. Like,
In South Park,
good
like it.
job, Charlie. Charlie got her. She's the only thing she's got an issue with, which is on the leash out here
Uh,
on that lead. The only thing she's got an issue with is the fireplace. She just got herself unstuck. She just needs to go the other way. Come here. Come this
puppies
way.
are so stupid.
Come over around this
It's
way.
adorable.
So I wish they spoke English.
Jesus, that would be fucking annoying fast, though.
She's smart in some ways. She's real dumb in other
Could
ways.
you imagine, like, putting down dog food and then having a hamburger and the dog just being like, I don't want the dog food. I want the hamburger. I want the hamburger. Hamburger. Let me get a bite of the. That's exactly what they're
Oh
thinking.
God!
That's exactly what they're saying.
Hamburger, hamburger, hamburger.
Please.
Okay, give me a chicken.
Please.
Give me a
Let me
chicken.
get a bite of that chicken.
This
I
is
like chicken. You eat the dog food.
like Cartman when he
Yeah.
was with the dog whisperer,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I'm not a dog." He's like, "Here's the chicken. Here's the chicken." You're right. That is what they're saying for sure.
For sure. It would be the worst. But
That's
yeah, dude.
definitely what
So,
they're saying.
so we don't have to say any names from here, but dude, I have like
Yeah.
15 pages of scroll. I'm like, there's no way she thought I was going to read
Really?
one word of this. I read the
You
top.
know, you know what I think it is.
What?
I think it's probably her wanting to get back with you, which
It's
I know you wouldn't do.
never, never. Dude, my kids are so lucky they were
Oh
born
no, I
while we were
know.
doing drugs. I would have never picked her.
Yeah, no, I know. But back in the day, fuck, what was I about to say? I'm fucking
Like,
retarded.
think about
Back
it
in the
this way.
day,
I was so bad on drugs, I took Rat Boy's girlfriend.
I remember. I almost forgot about that, but I remember now.
Sad, dude.
Yeah, that was kind of Rap Boy's girlfriend, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Ugh,
I know.
ugh,
I know.
crazy. Oh, but what was it? So last year was she? I guess when y'all switched off with the kids,
Uh,
um, there was a scenario where y'all could have said like, "Hey," or y'all could have talked face to face, and you just stayed in your car or something.
that
And I know that bothered her because her friend was telling me she was like, he could have at least came out and talked to her. And I was like I don't fucking,
dude, I just no,
I
dude.
don't know.
I just don't care. I literally
Charlie,
don't.
stop.
And you know
Yeah,
how good that feels after actually caring for somebody that runs you through the mud when you're finally at that place where you're
no, for sure.
like, I don't care to make her look good or bad. I literally don't care.
Yep, I'm in the same spot with every ex girlfriend I've ever had.
And you know what, dude? 90% of my ex girlfriends, I have no problem with. Like, if they wanted to, like,
Well, that was your only like real one
for a
though,
long
that
time,
like that you
yeah,
were in love with.
until I got sober,
Yeah,
then I had like a couple that I really cared for since. In the
did
last like
you?
8, yeah, two different girls that I really did like a lot,
Yeah,
but it didn't work. One of them's like
that's
dad,
it.
stepdad wanted to like, he was mad at me all the time because I wouldn't eat dinner at their house every night. He's like, why don't y'all just hang out over here? I'm like, first of all, that's fucking weird. Second of all, I pay rent at
Yeah,
my house so I can live there. You know,
Charlie, stop.
like,
No, for sure. Well, you're a likable. You're a likable guy, though.
well, I
To
appreciate
be
that.
up, it's funny you say that because the last two nights I've gotten stuck with people from AA.
That aren't
Where
likable.
this is what I hate about not. Well, I hate not having a vehicle because I'll usually take my bike, but like so 2 nights before last, I went out to eat because with that guy George that died, his sponsee that I've known for 15 years came into town,
Right.
and basically it was like his ex that was like, let's all go out and eat, and he wanted to make sure it wasn't just them, so he wanted me to go too.
Cool.
And it was like 5 people going out to eat, right? And I'm bumming a ride, so when it's done, I don't want to be like, all right, I gotta go.
Right.
So I'm
You
kind of
can't.
none of it was five people that didn't know how to end a conversation. It
Oh,
didn't. It seemed like none of them even wanted to be there anymore. Just none of them. I'm usually the guy that would end it,
right.
and I didn't have a ride, so I didn't feel comfortable ending
You
it.
didn't have
And
the
then
power.
finally, I did though. Finally, I was like, hey, my dog's in the kennel. And then last night, I was at the men's meeting. I started talking to a dude who I like after the meeting, and he started telling me a story, and I was pretty interested. And he was like, "Why don't you just put your bike in the back of my truck?" And so, because he wanted to tell me more of the story, and I was like, "All right." And I figured he's just taking me straight home. He'll tell me the story.
Yeah,
Good
take
10-minute
off.
ride home. But it's something, dude. He starts looping around downtown,
Oh my
and I'm like, "Oh,
god.
you want?" But he's telling me a story about how he found God
Oh,
and how like his white light experience. So it's not a story you want to interrupt. And then like he never gave me an opportunity. And he's like, and then this happened. And then like and then he parked at one point downtown.
what the
And I
fuck?
was literally about to say, something. And then in the story, he started crying
Oh my
right
god.
when I was about to say something. I'm staring at him like, oh my god, dude. And I like this guy, I really do.
Yeah.
But fucking,
But you can't take somebody
and then
hostage and then respect the story.
dude, it's
He
just
took
like
you
I
hostage,
feel like
bro.
I'm so aware. He did. I'm so aware when people aren't listening to me
Yes.
as much as I do ramble on and talk.
Yes.
That like it always surprises me when other people can't pick. Because I said that's crazy 10 million times,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Gee," and plus it was a Jesus thing. I'm not a Christian.
Yeah. And dude,
Finally he brings me to the house, and I was like, when we were sitting there, for me to feel okay about it, I was like, dude, let's head to my house. My dog's in the kennel. You can stay at my house and talk to me about this. So I was also in a truck with him
right.
where I had to look. So I was hold up. And he stays here. And finally, I was like, all right, dude, I got to go to sleep. Like, he would have gone till 5 in the morning if I let him. And my dog's going nuts because he's so animated about what he's talking
Yeah.
about. And I believe everything, all these things happen where it does look like God's showing himself to him,
Right.
but he's like it's Jesus, and that's the part where I want to be like, look, I just don't think God cares if we get his name right. I feel like you're
Right.
seeking God showing you
Yeah, but see,
himself.
but that
But like you telling me it's Jesus and I need Jesus is
yeah,
where
but
I
to
got
be
kind of issue
fair,
with it.
you should just let him call whatever it is Jesus.
For sure, but no, absolutely. But then now he's trying to be like, dude, you got to go to church with me.
Right. That's fair. Yeah, you got to
You know
draw a
what I
line
mean?
somewhere, but it's not at the name, but
Yeah,
it
and
is
I
at
did it, and
church.
huh?
You don't draw the line with the name, but you do have to draw the line with church. You'd be like, all right, look, I
For sure, no, and I didn't. I
yeah, that's
never
real.
spoke my opinion about. Hey, I don't think that's Jesus. I think it's. I kept saying I agree with all that, and it's awesome, and I do think it's awesome. And
Right.
you know what I mean? But in matter of fact, I didn't do it all the way up to the point where he was like, "Dude, you got to come church with me on Sunday," and he was like, I was getting him out the door, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll go with you on Sunday."
Right.
You know?
God damn, you got to
And
go
now
to
I'm like,
church.
"Fuck." Yeah, and then he goes, "Please don't back out on me, because that's what everyone's been doing lately." And I'm like, because I know I'm gonna back out.
What he
I
needs to
already know.
understand is that his experience is only like it's hard with those kind of guys because you don't want to like steamroll their dreams. You know, you don't want to be like
100%
you don't
not.
want to suck all the air out of the room by being like, I don't know, man. That's
And
tough.
I do believe it. I do believe it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
his higher power probably is showing himself as Jesus.
Right.
But he's like, I know it's true because he was showing me a video of a little girl that said she saw heaven,
Uh huh.
and the stuff she's saying is in the Bible. And I wanted to be like, dude, I respect you, but like, I don't look at the Bible as like, this is all true.
Right.
Like, you
It's
know what
hard
I
to
mean?
digest that as full
Like,
truth. And then
it's total. Yeah, there's a lot of great shit in there, but to look at it as total truth, like this is, every bit of it is divinely written. I don't believe.
dude, there's so much crazy
So,
shit in the
and I don't
Bible.
believe that because I've done a lot of research and I know a lot about history and shit.
If you
You know
just
what I mean?
randomly
I'm not
open
gonna forget that.
if you just randomly open the Bible up and just pick a spot, it's the craziest shit ever written every time.
Yeah.
Like 9 times out of, if you're
Yeah.
just like, here, it's like, then the devil ate the girl's earlobes in the desert with the cat. It's like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Well, I would be a lot more open if it was like the Ethiopian Bible that they found 2,000 years. You know what I mean? Versus
Not me,
And
because
there's a
they
lot
were
of
already
shit, but
curating it, dude. From the time that it had been put together.
they were yeah, sure, yeah, they were already doing that.
Right.
But they've done it 10 times more since then.
Yeah,
There's
they're
the
like
new
they
version.
each kingdom that gets a hold of the Bible that's in power at the time that they do it
They change
rewrites.
it.
Yeah, they change it, and it's like that's
Yeah.
if you think that God is powerful enough to make all of those changes deliberate, but come on, man.
You know what? You know what the biggest thing that got me was that I remember Russ, my roommate that killed himself, that hung himself. He used to always be like, "You can never admit when you're wrong." I was like, "I can. You just are never right." And I would get him about everything because he was just someone like if I say something, is like I'm not. I usually know, so I've done some sort of research, or I'll say I don't know.
Right.
He's the kind of guy where he'll never say I don't know. He know like he just to give you an example, he lost $20 to me as soon as I met him because he said Joe Rogan fought in the UFC,
Jesus.
and he's the one that said Boston was in New York. You know what I mean? And he'll say it with such confidence,
He's just
and it's
that's
crazy.
funny.
But here's the one time he got me though, and it was a big argument until the neighbor came over, and I knew she was a Christian, and she backed up what he said. And I was arguing with him, and I don't know why I didn't just Google it at the time because I thought he was crazy. I didn't know the Old Testament was written before Jesus.
You didn't know
The
that.
Old Testament is it's a Jewish Bible.
The Old Testament is the
So
Jewish
how is
Bible.
that their Christian Bible?
Well,
I
because
just don't understand that.
because Jesus believed in a lot of the stuff that came before him, but it was at that point that so like before Jesus, people would like kill a bunch of cows and sacrifice them to the sky, and they would burn a bunch of fields of wheat and starve so they could like sacrifice it to the sky. And the idea that Jesus being
Yeah.
born and then killed on the cross was that now we don't have to do that bullshit anymore. Now we can just pray and surrender to God, Jesus, and we can move on. It was a way to move past a lot of the old thoughts, but like still,
But
the
Jesus
sense
isn't obviously Jesus isn't in the Old Testament.
he's not. He can't be. He's the New Testimony.
So how are Christians like I go off the Old Testament?
A lot of them don't. They go off of maybe like the Ten
A lot
Commandments.
of them don't, but a lot of them do
Some
though.
of them do, yeah. But Christians are the most funkle wacky people ever, bro.
Dude, he kept saying like I said, the guy last night I agreed with a lot of what he's saying, and I don't think he was making up anything. He's like what I would say about you. He's not a bullshit.
Right.
I've known him for a long time, but it's just like when he like I could tell like he was trying to like help me,
Right.
and I
This
just want to
isn't
be like, dude,
working.
I'm never gonna be like praise Jesus. I'm never gonna be like praise Jesus because like I
Never
believe
say
in
never,
God,
because who knows,
but
bro?
like
But probably not.
Je- Jesus will never be my higher power.
You,
I know too much about history and shit.
yeah, I know,
He'll
but
never be my higher power.
the problem I have with that is that like sometimes something so crazy, you don't know, man. Like something so white light might hit you one day where you're like, you're into it. There might be a cause for that. But
So I do think Jesus was a real
me
person, and
too.
I think he did miracles. I think all of that. But some people say that Jesus is God.
That's what.
Jesus is a messenger of
Yeah,
God to
Christ
me.
is king.
Yeah, I put him on the same level as Buddha, Muhammad. I think he's someone who
Right,
had he reached Christ consciousness, for
dude.
lack of a better term.
What if every planet had a Jesus? Like whenever we start getting opened up into
Totally.
we start getting like opened up into the intergalactic confederation of planets, and like everybody had a Jesus. Like,
Well, if you think about it, every continent had a Jesus on Earth.
yeah,
It's just his name changed. It's just like Hermes was Thoth.
right. And
You know what I mean?
I agree. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, I know you are. I know you are. Me and your views, I feel like align
Yeah,
pretty
they're pretty similar to
closely.
say the
That kind of
least.
stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that have an independent mind and have looked into anything are kind of along the lines that we're on.
You know what my issue with any religion is? Is it almost limits
Right,
spirituality for me.
right. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it, because all of a sudden you have to act
Any
within
of them.
certain perimeters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think there is. I think there because I believe in an infinite amount of universes. So there probably is a universe where Jesus is God.
I'll tell you
You know
this
what I
much.
mean? So it's like I don't want to sit here and say Jesus ain't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like fucking
It
like
gets weird.
like space and time are infinite,
Right.
which opens it up to an infinite amount of possibilities, to where it's not just one thing. But I do think even beyond the infinite amount of universes, there's an intelligent creator that is probably definitely not in human form. It's like he said yesterday, he's like I saw he was talking about how it all started for him when he was talking to George, the guy that died, the old guy.
Right.
And George was telling him that he saw God, and he's like, the way I saw God was I was sitting in the yard and I saw the wind. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I do that. That's what I think God is. Is God is everything. God is the wind.
Yeah.
That's what makes sense to me.
Right.
And maybe Jesus I think is a piece of God who came down in human form, but no more than I'm a piece of God.
Right. He
All,
just yeah,
except
but
the fact that
Jesus just realized it more than we do.
Jesus realized it more. Yeah, like he reached a consciousness that I'm not at,
Right.
but he's no more a son of God than I am.
I think that's right. I'll tell you
Yeah,
this, dude. I've been dragged to church a bunch of times by a bunch of people, and like I always just feel like an imposter in there because they want me to put my hands up
100%.
and they want me to like dance, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it on that level. So it feels like I feel like a dick if I don't do it,
Yeah,
and I feel like an imposter if I do.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I go with
Well,
my
there was
cousin.
so many gods. Good.
I just go with my cousin from time to time because she just begs me, and I love her to death because she's so awesome. She's like the only person in the family that's nice to me all the time, no matter what. So like every once in a while,
Really?
I just break down and I go to fucking church with her, you know. And I never
Yeah.
feel like I always feel like a fraud, dude. Not because I'm doing bad things, but because I'm not
Yeah, I know
into it.
what you mean.
You know what I mean? I'm not like they're like go up to the.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how crazy it would be to go to the altar and just lay down and start like admitting your sins and act like, what are these people
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know how people get committed to it is how
Psychological
people get committed to any religion. Like prayer, like I think me and you will both agree that prayer works.
prayer works.
So someone who may not have been praying, they become a Christian, they start praying, and then praying works.
Yeah, so
But
they're
so
like,
does
oh
the
shit,
Hindu that starts praying. So does the Hindu that starts praying. Like I
right.
said, I don't think God gets upset when you get his name wrong.
I don't
He's
think
probably
God
got
gets
multiple
upset
names.
about anything that anyone does, even things that other people do that pisses
No.
me off.
That's my issue with religion too. Is every religion says that God has an issue with something, and in my mind, I don't see God having an issue with really
With
anything.
anyone, even people that I would hate,
With anyone.
pedophiles, shit like
I think
that.
God loves Hitler.
I think God loves it. That's what Kanye was trying to say, bro.
Was it? Was that what he was saying?
Yes, that was his point.
No shit, really. I never looked into
No,
that.
yeah, his point was that God loves everybody indiscriminately, and so does he. Is what he was trying to say. Like he wasn't trying to say it. Like those were literally his words. It's not up for like
No
debate.
shit.
Yeah, he just was like he was trying to prove a point by like making Hitler the one that he loved.
Well, that's the issue with people being like, you can't say that. It's always the most closed-minded people that says you can't say that.
Right. Well,
Because he
that's
wasn't saying. It sounds like Kanye. Kanye wasn't saying. Because from what I saw, because I didn't look into it, it looked like people were saying that he said Hitler was a good person.
you want to
He
know?
was saying that's not what he was saying. He
No,
was
he's
saying
not.
that God loved
He's
Hitler.
saying God loves Hitler too.
That's two different statements. That's
Now,
two completely different
and
statements.
this is on the back end of that. But tell me this doesn't tie into it after you know what you've just heard. He made another song about sucking his cousin's dick when they were like between 7 and 14.
How does that fit into that was a song? How does that fit into
Because
a rhyme?
God loves
7 to 14?
because it doesn't matter either.
He didn't say 7 to 14 though. He, he didn't say 7 to
It
14
was
where he
alright.
just wasn't
It might
sure.
have been not 7 to 14, but it was a low number to a medium number. It was two numbers.
How do you not know, dude? No matter any of my memories, I can tell you if I was under or over 12. that's a specific point in your life. You don't know if you were 7 or
No,
14?
no, it was from 7 to 14.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like, I sucked my cousin's dick one time. I was either 7 or 14. I can't remember. That's what I
No,
thought.
he did it from 7 until he was 14. So he did it for a
He did
long
it a
time.
lot. Kanye said that? How did I not hear about that? How did I not hear
Kanye's
about that?
been going crazy lately. This is about a
That's
year ago,
crazy,
bro.
dog. Really?
Really.
That's
But I'm
crazy.
just
I
saying,
had kissing
I'm just
cousins. I
saying
had kissing
he went
cousins.
from
They were girls.
he went from Hitler to kissing cousins. Yeah, Matt and Shane talk about hot cousins all the time. That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't but anyway, I think what he's
Well,
saying
you know
is
my
just
cousin
like
that died. My cousin that died was hot.
I think I figured. I mean, usually the cool ones are. Sucks that happened. But
Yeah.
fucking
Is your cousin hot? The one you went to church
yeah,
with?
she's pretty
Okay.
hot. She's a little older than me, but she's hot for her, for a cousin especially. Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah.
I have a nut. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to go into cousins right now, bro.
I got it. The one in Minnesota I got too is pretty.
So
Which is good. You want pretty cousins though. You don't want a family of fucking ugly chuds.
no, you don't. And it you're gonna explore your sexuality with whoever's around you. That doesn't mean like you suck your cousin's dick from 7 to 14,
Yeah.
but what I
So,
think I think the point was the same, was that God loved him universally, and that doesn't even matter that he did that. Like everything matters and
of
nothing
course,
matters,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, of course, yeah. God doesn't hate gay people.
No, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care, and he knew you were gonna
He
be
doesn't give
gay
a shit.
because God made everything the way
Yeah.
it is and the way it is not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, Kanye was really on like the
And you know why I know that? Because if you think long enough about it, it just makes logical sense.
what do you?
Something that's powerful enough to create the universe is not going to be like, fuck it, I created all you guys, but I didn't mean to make y'all fuck each other.
Yeah, you
Like,
fart from there. You don't fuck from there, boy.
yeah. Ari Shafir, that's such a good special. That's such a good special.
So,
Fucking Charlie's driving me crazy, dude.
what's wrong with
Digging
him?
all over the fucking place.
He's
He's a puppy, so he digs and chews on everything. He's doing pretty good with the potty training though.
I got a little.
I keep saying he.
I think I got a puppy waiting outside
She.
this door right here. Puppy!
Yeah.
I did. I will. Because I throw him shrimp. If Papa's not looking, I throw him shrimp.
Is it the little fat retarded one you tried to give me?
No, I got rid of that one. Brandon's whatever he brought to Thanksgiving, she took it.
Who's she?
Fuck if I know, just some girl. Brandon, dude,
Oh,
Brandon
okay.
has this thing where like he doesn't just date the most outlandish women you've ever seen in your life. He brings them to Easter and Thanksgiving. Like he doesn't do it in the privacy of his home. Like I would never ever bring some of the girls, like not even just around you, even like a close friend, let alone my Nana and Papa on Easter. This one is
You gotta elaborate more. When you say outlandish, you gotta give me an example.
so for me and you, this girl that came on Easter would be like a 3. Not, and I don't mean that in a
Well, he's always
disrespectful
like big girls.
it big
He
and
is that kind of white trash too.
yeah, and kind of white trash. But one time Brandon brought like a -5. Like she looked like a Georgia peach, literally like a Georgia peach, no teeth,
Yeah.
cross-eyed, like everything you could have bad on a person, she had it.
That's so bad if you're a big girl and you're cross-eyed. That's a bad combination.
Dude. And then he just brings it like in the whole. Me and my papa and my dad were like, "Did you see that bitch?" And they're like, "Yeah, I saw that bitch." And it's all anyone talks about at Easter.
So when I was in Daytona, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, dude. I'm done.
So when I was in Daytona, I moved out of the house for a little bit. Russ was gonna stay there, and I thought I was gonna be with Ashley, and it didn't work out. So I came back, and he had already had like these GDs living in my old room, and they were supposed to pay him rent or whatever. And I was like, I'll kick him out right now, and he's like, no, let's see if they'll give me rent. So he was like, you can take my room though.
Yeah.
So I took his room, and
Were they
and
white?
it
Were
started
they
to be
not
apparent.
7'4", or were they just 7'4"?
I don't know.
Were they
I
white
don't
or
know.
black?
I don't think they were. I don't even think they were all GD. Like there was one GD named Clyde. He was a white dude, but he had the pitchforks like tattooed all over his face. He
Right.
had crocodile. He's the only person I ever seen. He had like a pound of crocodile,
Oh, the real drug?
the Russian drug.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, do you want some? I was like, absolutely not.
Fuck, I
Like I saw a
seen.
documentary
Yeah,
on
I
that
seen
shit.
that on Vice. It rocks your fucking body apart.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's the only drug that and crack's the only two things I ever said no to.
Crack
And
sucks, bro.
but
It's overhyped.
so and then but the reason he ended up there is because before I left, this guy named GA would come over. He was a black GD,
Okay.
and he would come over a lot. And I guess when I left, Russ was a sweetheart, so they immediately started taking advantage of. He's like, "Yo, why don't you let my boy stay?" And so there's those two GDs, and then there's a white boy who's tall and skinny. Um, no homo, but like he wasn't. He's probably as good looking as Brandon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Brandon's not bad looking at
Um,
all.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. He wasn't a bad looking dude. He was dating this girl who was no less than 450 pounds.
Crazy.
And him and that girl was really the one with the room. And then it started looking like they weren't going to pay rent. So I kept telling Russ and said, all right, well, this is technically your house now. Because I was off the lease. I was like, but he was like, give them till noon tomorrow. And if they're not paying rent. So I'm in his room trying to sleep. And GA, the black one, goes in the room and he's arguing with the guy with the fat girlfriend about how GA tried to fuck this 450. So they're arguing about this 450-pound chick,
She was four.
this black
Was she
GD.
that big?
She's she was not less than 400 pounds.
Holy shit.
She was someone an Uber driver would be like, you can't get in my car.
Wrong side.
Yeah, like definitely has trouble getting up. Like not 350. She was no less than 400 pounds. I'd put any money I have on. And now in the black GD and the white guy, neither one of them are bad looking dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm pretty sure GA fucked my girlfriend.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now they're arguing about if GA came on to this 450-pound. And it's funny because they're arguing in the room, and I'm trying to sleep, and then I can't. And it was about the time we were about to kick him out anyways. So I came out the room, and it was funny because they were arguing like they were about to fight. And then I came in the room. I said, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I was talking to the dude who lived in there, the white guy with the fat chick. And he's like, no problem, man. All of a sudden, he got all scared. He was like ready to fight GA. And he's like, no. And then I looked at GA, and I wasn't, GA didn't live there. So I wasn't kicking him out, but I was like, dude, come give me a line. You know what I mean? Because they had done pissed me off, and he fucking gave me a line. But yeah, they were arguing over this 450-pound
Right.
fucking chick.
Fair enough. But
And I was
have
like, what
you
the
never
fuck?
seen a girl that was, we won't say 450, but like close to 300 that's actually pretty? Have you ever seen one?
That's pretty. I don't have enough dick to fuck one of those.
Dude, I've seen, I didn't get to sleep with her. I would have if I could have, but I kind of just ignored her. But I've seen at least one girl that was like 300 pounds that was actually, she was confident and pretty. I went out with her.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not attracted to it. But yeah,
Me
there's
either.
a bunch of them where I'm like, they got a pretty face. They got a pretty face. Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
but like they wear their
yeah.
weight. They wear their weight well. Some people do.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I'll
There's a
send you a
like
picture of this
any
girl.
girl, any dude. I'll tell you right now. I'll say no to sex if she's over 200.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
And I always wondered why that. I always wondered why that was. You gotta understand, for one thing, when I was 14, when it came to like the amount of like the prettiness I could get, when I was like 14, I could get the hottest girl in school,
Right.
and then it slowly has gone down since then because I've been a piece of shit my whole life.
Right.
And the older girls they don't care how you look or
They
whatever.
care about-
I've been a piece of shit.
Right.
But I started out with like tens, and it slowly has gone downhill since then. And then plus my mom's a big girl.
Right.
So I think there's something about that too that just like, and like I said, I don't like. There was one chick I tried to hook up with. She was like 180, and she wasn't flexible. She was like hard to fuck, dude. I don't have the smallest dick in the world, but I don't have enough dick. I don't have enough dick. If you're a fat girl, you gotta be flexible
You got
for me to fuck you.
I will say this: there was a girl I slept with in rehab. She didn't carry her weight very as well, but it was my first like piece of pussy after getting sober, which meant it was my first piece of pussy in a while.
Sure.
And it was hard to have sex with her. Not like it wasn't like my dick was too small. It's like it just was something about it. There was nowhere to hold. It felt right, and like something about the logistics of fucking a fat girl is off.
Did I just pop my own eardrums?
Do that.
Like in a bad way?
Oh, you just
Dude, I pop. You know when you grab your nose and blow your nose?
yeah,
I did that. Now everything's silent. What the?
yeah, that's normal.
What do you know, dude? Not like this, dog. Everything's super silent now.
You're dying.
I can barely hear you. I think I'm dying,
You're
dog.
dying.
All right, now it's weird. No, I think it's your audio or something. I think it was a bad coincidence.
It probably is because my noise canceling kicks on and off.
You know what's funny is I came and sat next to the house, so I'd have Wi-Fi. I just realized I've been using data this whole time, but it's working.
Yes, that's why I never said anything. Your picture's a little jumpy, but your voice has been perfect. Oh, I accidentally fucking did the same thing you did last month. So, next week, whenever we go, I'll record it and put it on my YouTube.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like on the free trial or something. I think because I had two,
Yeah,
and my mom canceled. My mommy canceled
your
one of
mommy.
them,
But
and
yeah, I'll send you a picture of this
so now I'm
girl.
on the other
She's
one. It's a
actually
free
pretty
trial,
for
so I'm
her weight,
surprised it's
for
even
real.
working.
Like around her face and her neck and stuff, she doesn't
Shit, I
carry
switched
any
over to
weight.
Wi-Fi. I didn't mess everything up.
We had to say
Yeah, it
something and
did,
it
didn't it?
fucking froze.
No, I fucked it all up.
Are
Shit,
you kidding?
shit, shit.
Well,
God
you
damn it.
said something and it
Oh, there you are.
froze, bro.
It's because I switched to my Wi-Fi.
You can't do that out of nowhere.
I know, I know. I thought I just fucked it up.
You sh-
We're still recording though. It didn't start over
no,
now.
but the picture of your face was perfect that it stayed on.
Really? I should have waited to turn the Wi-Fi anyways. I gotta go piss.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just piss on the camera. Alright, I
Oh,
can hear you though. Talk about something.
but yeah, fucking. For a thick girl, there's only
Shit, I
one.
can't hear you now.
What do you mean you can't hear me?
No, but it's your audio, dude. I'm telling you, I can tell.
My audio doing what?
I don't know. Maybe it's my headphones being away. Hold
Yeah, 'cause I got AirPods in.
on. See, I'm back, and I still can't hear you.
Hold on. Maybe I need to dry my. Maybe like a water droplet or something got on my ear. Hold on.
That's what it sounds like, dude.
Hold on.
I feel like I'm underwater.
How's that?
See, I can hear that, whatever that is,
Is that better?
very well. Yeah, that's way better.
Might have been some water that got up there. I got to pee too. You can stay. I can hear you.
Yeah, it made me feel the cool drop hitting it
Yeah.
made me feel like my fucking like blew my eardrums. 'Cause it was right when I blew. It was right when I popped my ears, and when it popped, everything like water drop hit your microphone and
Dude,
stuff. I was
sometimes
like, oh my
one of
god.
my ears will start ringing in the middle of the night, and I will like have to
Yeah,
jump up
me
in
too.
place and like sit there for a minute and like put my hand on my wrist and count my heartbeat. I really think it's a.
Well, I don't.
I think I'm stroking out.
Same thing with me, except for it happens so often, I don't even get freaked out by it
It
anymore.
depends on the mood I'm in. Like if I'm halfway tired from working, and like I'm just like fuck it. If it's over, it's over. But like there's certain times
Yeah.
where like I don't feel so confident, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Oh my god.
Where you're not quite ready to
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
It's like.
Because let's be real, being ready to die is a scale. It's not an all-encompassing mood. Like,
I agree. It changes. It changes because what I've been getting lately is like I'll have a flutter like right here,
yeah,
where it feels like there was a claw. It feels like there was a clog in some
yeah,
sort of vein, and then the clog gave way.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, this is
This
it.
is it.
But you're right. Sometimes you're more ready to die than other. Like if you're having a bad day, you're kind of like, all right, let's do
Fuck it. I had to work tomorrow anyway, bro. Fuck it.
this. That's one of my favorite Bill Burr routines, though. Is talking about when he committed to making a pie for
Uh huh.
Christmas with his wife, and he's like, "That's the shit that makes me want to kill myself." Is when it's just like when it comes Saturday, when it comes time for me to tell homeboy I'm not going to church with him. I thought that last night when I
Yeah.
committed to going to church with him. I was like, maybe I'll just die before I go to church.
It's hard. It's
Maybe I'll
hard,
die
bro. It's
before
hard to go to
Sunday.
church if you're a real person.
Well, he was so passionate, and like he was like, "Please come to church with me." And I the point at
Yeah.
that time, I was just ready for him to leave, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll
You
go."
should be like, let me be honest, you don't want me at church with you. That's the truth.
Well, then one of the main girls that was like that we went to like Denny's with, that like the night before last, where no one wanted to say bye to each other. Um, then she, as we're out there talking, like she lost her job recently, so she's an older lady, and she's like a nurse, so she's got money and stuff, but she lost her job recently, and so now she like needs people to hang out with. So while like no one can say goodbye, she's like, "All right, so what are we doing tomorrow?" And you can see like other people were like, and I'm just like, I don't know. So then she texted me the next day, and like I was like, all right, this is a moment where I have to be an
Right.
asshole and not even text you back because you'll
You won't stop.
like sometimes you just got to be an asshole because it's like, dude, I don't like hanging out with people. I
Me
just
neither.
don't. So if you need someone to hang out with, I'm not that
Right.
person. I'm gonna make you feel bad at some point.
No, and I like there's certain people in AA though that I've been sober with so long that like they have a lot of equity like in my forgiveness, like on what I will and will not put up with. At 30 days sober,
Sure.
or 6 months sober, dude, I didn't give a fuck how people felt. I'm just trying to come to another
Yeah.
meeting, bro. And if that's what it takes, you just got to
Yeah.
be like, there's so many people I stonewalled in my first 6 months of recovery. Like, if it wasn't my sponsor, because I already had
Yeah.
to call someone every day, which was gay as fuck on its own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of responsibility when you first get sober, even just a phone call a day.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, dude, you're not wrong for doing that. Now,
Well, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at not getting in those scenarios. But like I said, both these last times, it was more of a
they nailed you
scenario
down.
where I didn't have a vehicle, and then homeboy knew I was on a bike, and he goes, "Let me just take you
Took you
home."
hostage.
And I didn't know he was going to go park. I didn't know he was going to go park and tell me this super long story. Luckily, I have a dog. This is where I've heard parents say they're glad they have kids so they
Yo,
can say no to stuff.
yo,
This is where I
yo.
was glad I had a dog at home in a
My
kennel,
kids get me out of
so I
so
could be
much,
like,
bro. My kids get me out of so much, and they're the most well-behaved kids. Like, if I really like was honest, there's nothing I couldn't bring my kids to. All of them, even the one that's a little asshole.
yeah, no, yeah,
But I
yeah, yeah.
use them all the time.
Don't you feel? Don't you feel like that's a feminine trait that you need
What?
someone to hang out with? That like, don't you feel like that's a feminine trait that like you need someone to be around you?
I like having
Like you're
my
not gonna
kids
be
in
by
the same
yourself.
house with me, but I don't want other people around me all the time.
That's what I'm
Like, I can
saying.
walk through the living room.
Kids are different. Kids are different. I'm not talking about your kids
Yeah, but
because those are your
that is,
kids. It's
but
a
that's
different
where I'm
thing.
at though. See, I do have people around me all the time.
Yeah,
They're just kids.
yeah.
But I chill in my room. Like, we
Like
cross
me and
paths. Like, sometimes I go 24 hours without even seeing them. They get up on their own. I take them to school, but they're up, they're brushed, their clothes are clean. We have a chore list. Like I might run into
yeah,
Riley at the fridge at 2 in the morning for like 10 seconds and be like, "Bag," and go straight to
yeah,
bed. They have really good
yeah,
senses of humor.
yeah.
They're really independent.
Yeah, you got a good relationship with your
Dude, they
kids.
make
Yeah,
great grades. I'm cool with letting them do what I don't give them bedtime.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You know, I like how Tom Segura and Christina, how they raise that. They let their 5-year-old cuss, and I'm a fan of that.
I let my kids cuss now because how are they going to be on video games and not cuss? Like, my son plays Call of Duty all day. Like, that's where cussing, like, for our generation was born.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just don't. I heard Gary Vaynerchuk talk about that, where a teacher was like, "You let your kids cuss," and he's like, "I'm just not. That's not what I'm worried about as a parent. Is my kid
Right,
cussing?"
that's not my priority. And to go along with the
Yeah.
theme of the conversation, I don't think God cares what sounds we make with our lips and our air. Like,
No,
he's not caught up on that.
no.
He's the creator of everything.
I think God doesn't want us to hurt each other, but even if we do, He's understanding about it. It's just a part of it. You know, like all of my thinking and all of my psychedelics and all that shit I've done, I've come to one conclusion on the meaning of life. And it's so simple, it's so small, it'll piss a lot of people off, not that they'll believe it. But it's one simple word, experience.
Experience, yeah.
God invented the world and everything around us because we're all a piece of God,
Yeah.
where He's having multiple experiences. And and for him to have multiple experiences at one time, that means there's got to be bad experiences because there's not good without bad.
Right.
So you can't have a bunch of good experiences. That gets boring. It doesn't make sense. You could
Yep.
even come have a life like Alan Watts talks about it. You can come have a life where you live a life of nothing but luxury, but eventually you're going to want to live a life where you don't know what's going to
Yeah,
happen
but
because a perfect life means you know
yeah,
what's going to happen.
spiritually, just like physically, like as far as like astro and like astrophysics and everything, like just like what there can only be something if there's a nothing to be weighed against the something. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
There's contrast. There has to be
Everything
contrast.
is relative. Like everything. Not
Yeah.
just like not
Yeah.
just like theoretical mathematics where like, if you move this
Yeah.
fast, your time changes based on no, like everything is relative. Good without bad, bad,
Yep.
and I think that your bad experiences are almost more formative than your good ones. And the lower you
Yeah.
go on the rung of life, like the better your recovery will be. I would not have been this good of a person now had I not been and
Yeah.
I'm not saying I was like evil, but I was like a lazy piece of shit. I was
Yeah.
a bad human for a
Yeah.
while.
I actually think that's how you can explain starving Africans. Like, let's say before we come to this earth, we can almost decide what life we're gonna have. That's why
I,
kids would choose to be starving Africans because we can't see it in this human existence. But if you come to Earth and you have a very hard life, I bet there's some sort of benefit on the other side of
for
that.
sure, 100%.
It's just like one of the best I've ever felt without drugs, just in terms of like endorphins, feeling good.
Uh huh.
Are times where I've had a migraine for 2 days,
Yeah. I,
and then
no,
finally the migraine
I
goes
got a
away.
toothache that's been killing me. And then like it'll just go away out of nowhere sometimes for an hour. And I'm like buzzing. I'm like, "Zzz," I feel so
Yeah,
good. It feels so good.
yeah. When really you're just back
I'm
to
just
normal.
back to normal, but everything's relative. My normal is now my high
Everything's
because my
relative.
tooth has made my pain threshold hold low.
Yep. It's funny, man. There's a guy I'm in AA with, and he doesn't come around much anymore. Understandably, because he had a 1 year old. He's got a couple kids, but he had a 1 year old that passed.
Mm. I know a lot of people
Like
that have that.
his wife, well, his wife was sleeping with it, and I think she like rolled over
Mm.
on him, and it sucks because but that night before he went to sleep, he was working a lot. Before he went to sleep, he was telling himself maybe I should grab the
Damn.
baby and give her a break.
Yeah, but see,
I'm sitting there talking to him about it, man. I'm like, I couldn't imagine. He goes, that's what everybody says. He goes, but it is relative. Even something like that is relative. He goes, you've had different rock bottoms, but that doesn't mean but I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine. You could imagine more than I
yeah,
could
but
because I don't
it's
even have a
like what
kid.
Joe Rogan talks about. One of the things I always give him credit for is like, whatever your worst day was, that's your worst day. That's your experience.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody's worst day is still their worst day, even though some people's worst
yeah,
day is I didn't get to go to fucking the movies one night with my friends, and another person's worst day is all my friends got shot up in Iraq one night. Like
yeah.
again, it's relative.
And you could always have a worse day later.
You
Like there
could,
was a girl in a meeting not that long ago, and a lot of people were talking about people they lost close to them. Now, besides like Rat Boy, well, my Nana, take my Nana out of it, but she was an old lady.
right,
But like up until last year, I didn't lose anyone I was real close with, and then all of a sudden I lost four
right,
people. It's just like Haystack says, we lost four in '04. We lost four in the same year, and she was talking about loss, and I was thinking about it. And she was talking about loss like her cousin died, which my cousin was one of my biggest losses. So depending on how close she was with her
right,
cousin, but I was thinking, I was like, man, well, she really don't know about loss, and I'm like, well, she did lose her cousin. She may have been like really close with that person, and then regardless, she was talking about she hasn't lost a parent. I'm like, well, she probably will lose a
right,
parent, so she may not know it right
right.
now, but like like I don't feel like I really knew loss until this last year, but I mean I did because I lost my nana, and I think that was such a big loss. I didn't even realize how much it affected me
Right.
until I think that was a slow grief that I didn't even really realize.
Right. It
And then when my dad and Russ and Heather all died, at that time I kind of understood loss more. So I think I felt it more in that moment versus when my nana died when I was 14.
Yeah.
It was almost too much to
At
comprehend.
that
So
age.
I didn't really feel it in its
Yeah.
entirety. Yeah, and then as an adult when it happened and I lost multiple people, that's why like when my dad died, he was the first one in that group. I don't know, I like to say I let myself start crying, but I just started crying. And then years of not crying came out. So then when Russ died and Heather died, I felt it immediately in the moment like that. 'Cause my dad was kind of like that too, where it was kind of a big one,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't years, you know what I mean? Like I'm almost at terms with that
Right.
one at this point. But like I think it took 10 years to be at terms with my nana's death.
Really.
We're even
See,
close.
I
Oh
don't
yeah.
have besides Rat Boy and some of the guys I went to rehab with. Huh? Damn. Well, you want to leave it there for the night, dude? We'll leave it for there tonight because my phone's getting low anyways, and you can handle your dog.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. I
I
love you,
love you,
brother.
dude.
Love you, Doug.